So, earlier today, somebody asked me if I would be willing to review these Bianyo brush markers, and I was like, you know what? I wanted to procrastinate today anyway, so here I am to talk about them. I've said before, you could probably tell based on the fact that I've used these in videos, I've said before that I like these an awful lot. So I use them, occasionally, even though I do have the Copic Chows, which is what's swatched up top here. I have a lot more of the Copic Chows. There's a lot more colors available. Those are refillable, but these are great too. I don't really have anything bad to say about them. Again, they're not refillable, but they come in a really nice package that I'm definitely going to reuse when these run out. So this one I did modify by adding a little piece of foam tape just to give me some extra leverage. They sit up nicely, so it's easy to grab the colors you want. There are numbers printed on the caps there. This one is Y611. So unlike the Copic Chows, these do have numbers on the caps. Some of them are printed, some of them it seems like maybe they're going to scratch off eventually, but that's okay. These are pretty cheap. So I'm not super concerned about that. They have a chisel tip at the one end, and there's a black band with a brush tip. And I have to say, let me grab a Copic so we can compare. There is virtually no difference between these two brushes. They're both, very springy and resilient, and they're not, this one isn't like a fiber tip that's going to fray apart. I think it's made out of the same kind of like foamy sponge that the Copic is. They literally look identical and they work identically too. So that is a huge plus in my book. As you probably know, brush markers are very, very popular, much more easy to shade with those than bullet nibs. The chisel tip I do use a lot too, especially if I'm filling in a lot of blank spaces. But, great design. I haven't had one of these guys run dry yet. I've used them quite a bit. There was like a solid maybe 6-month period where I used these guys quite a lot. And even though they're not refillable, I think they are a very good value. So I definitely like them. Anyway, I own 2 sets. I own the 12 pack of skin tones and the big pack, which is just kind of slightly out of frame here. I just don't really have enough space to show you everything all at once. And this is probably pretty overwhelming. Don't look at this. I'm a crazy person. So I do have to say there is some discrepancy between the color on the caps of these markers and how they actually look. And you can kind of see I put my actual swatches below the swatches that came printed on. This is the 72 set. So you can see that's a significantly darker color than what's above it, but that's not a deal breaker to me. Pretty much all alcohol markers, I feel like their caps are inaccurate. So I don't go by that. I make my own swatches. I tape them down right to the front of my case, which is super convenient so I can see what it is I actually would like to use. So, again, not a deal breaker for me. I do have to say I love the cases these came with. I wish they sold them separately. I like these a lot better than the cases that the Copics came with. So, big plus to Bianyo on that end. There are, I do have to say, some repeated colors in between the 12 set, man, I can't talk anymore, of the skin tones and the 72 set. But they're all pretty useful colors. I do have to say, I wish that this one didn't come with a colorless blender and a black. But, that's how it is sometimes. Down here I've got, these are up top, the Copic Chows. Let me get those in line for you. So this is all Copic Chows up here. But down here, from the 0 to the R302, these are all my Bianyo swatches. So you can see these are some pretty dark, vibrant colors. There's not a lot in the way of pastels. There's a nice light purple. There's a nice light blue over here, but, not a whole lot. So, keep that in mind if that's something that you'd like to use. I know pastels are very handy when it comes to markers, but you can survive without them, especially if you're a beginner. I do love these pink colors right here. These three are 502, 304, and 302. They came with the skin tone set. I love them. They're absolutely lovely colors. So I'm not going to actually be drawing anything today, but I'm going to show you some of the drawings that I've done with these. These here are the first drawings that I had done when I got my 72 set. That was the first set of brush alcohol markers. Sorry, my chair is a little squeaky. These were this was the first thing that I had colored with them. This is the Honey Island Swamp Monster. I drew my own version of her at the prompting of one of my friends, Rachel, who's awesome. We just released a comic together, actually, Gragulax. It's got 2 covers, 2 stories, Anyway, let me stop doing the promotion thing and get back to the markers. That's what you're here for. I was playing around. I had never used brush markers to color anything before. So I was playing with like the fur texture, which is what brought me to Tangle Me Elmo over here. There used to be a knockoff marionette puppet available on Amazon that was like very clearly not Elmo, but almost Elmo. So we had a running joke. A lot of the reviews said he was terrible and didn't work and he was always all tangled up. So we called him Tangle Me Elmo. And that's what I drew over here. And I really like the textures I was able to get on the fur over here with Elmo. Down here I drew some people. Sorry, there is a hole punch over there that's making an awful lot of noise. I really like the skin tone I was able to get with this girl here. In the 72 set, I didn't have the skin tone set at this point, so I used only the 72 set. A lot of them are darker colors where there's, you know, more useful colors anyway. There's two light peachy colors. There's Warm Gray Zero and Baby Skin Pink, which are really nice peachy colors, but there's not a lot to shade them with unless you get the skin set too, which I didn't have at the time. So instead I just drew this lovely darker brown skin tone, and it really is nice. It's very warm, rich. I love how her hair came out. And, you know, over here I drew fan art Matthew McFadden. Big fan. Very good Mr. Darcy. We'll see him again in a bit. The next page, I drew some more requests. My friend had said, draw Thunderbird, and I was like, all right. So I just kind of, you know, whipped out maybe what a Thunderbird might look like. I don't know. Another character with a nice, rich, dark skin tone. I really like her hair too. She just came out really cute. As you can see, this character didn't really shade his skin because I kind of didn't really have any colors that I liked for it, but really nice like yellow to red gradient with his hair. Rainbow background here came out very nice. Drew a pride squid, Ace Pride. I'm asexual, in case you didn't know. I don't really talk about that often over here, but down at the bottom, I've got, if you've ever seen the movie Xanadu, there's a dance scene where it's like Battle of the Bands, and it's like, you know, 80s versus like, I don't know, 40s, 50s or whatever. And I really like that scene, and I had a lot of dark skin tones to color with, so I drew my favorite dancers over here, and I think they came out pretty nice, you know. And over here, I do have to say these are Copic skin tones because I didn't have in this set skin tones that I liked for what I wanted, so those are Copics over here. But they work nicely together, so you know, that definitely works. I've got more swatches on the next page, and then let me skip ahead. So over here, I have a lot of really nice yellows, greens, browns. So I went ahead and drew some plants, which I really like how those came out. Hopefully I'll show them well. I think I have this scanned on my website. I think I actually posted this as an Amazon review for these Bianyo brush markers, but I really like them. And then down here, oh, it's hard. My monitor's kind of in the way. Let me see if I can get that in frame for you. So I drew with the markers that I had some kind of swatches here to compare. So Prismacolor is what I grew up using. I've had these markers since I was in middle school. Bianyo is the new ones, and then Copics, I had just bought the skin tone set for those. They are very, very, very similar. Very similar. In fact, I think I actually like the Bianyo better because it's a little bit brighter, I think. But really nice stuff. Also, there's a snake. He's really cute too. So generally good things to say. Now let me bring up one more page here. I had attempted previously to make a video where I was comparing my 3 skin tone sets that I had at the time. The video came out all glitchy. I was having all kinds of computer problems, so I ended up not uploading it. It would just be too much editing. I'd have to do, you know, a voiceover, and I just couldn't be bothered. So instead, I uploaded it on my blog, and I'll post a link in the description where I talked about the differences in these skin tones. But up top is the Bianyo brush markers. They laid down really smoothly. I really like the variation of colors offered in the skin tone set. Again, I don't think that the colorless blender or the black really needed to be in here. I would have rather had more color options, but there's a nice peachy color. There's lovely pink colors. These are kind of too orange to be skin tones in my opinion. I love this like light brown creamy color. Oh, it's just really pretty. Potato brown, love it. Really good colors. I think out of all of them, I like this set the best, but again, This set has 12 markers. The other sets only have 6, so you have to keep that in mind when you're comparing these guys. You know, the more colors you have, the more you can do with them, which brings me to why I don't like the Art and Fly skin set, because these are almost exactly the same. There's not a lot of difference going on here. I couldn't get this to look how I wanted it to look because I just didn't have a lot of options. I don't have a blush color. Up here I've got 3 blush colors if I wanted to use them. You know, I don't, so everything looks flatter. You know, this color is way darker than everything else, so it's really hard to get it to blend. The markers themselves are very nice. I think the tip quality on the markers, they're also a brush marker. I've got one over here. You know, the Art and Fly markers, nice. They did come a little on the dry side. These are refillable. I'm probably not going to buy refills because I have these. I have the Copics. Why would I want to buy refills for these? But I have to say, quality-wise, very nice. Very nice design. Ink quality is good. Just the color choice in this particular set, not so good. So if you were to be getting a skin tone set to start out with, I'd say not that one, probably. Anyway, for the Copic Chows, I have them at the bottom too. Sorry, my monitor's in the way, so it's really hard to get this in frame for you. That comes with 6 colors as well, but I think they're a much better chosen set of 6 colors. So you can see this is Liz, and she's got freckles. You can see I was able to get her freckles looking better. Like, they look kind of yellow, kind of sickly or fake tan looking with the Art and Fly markers. I think they look a little bit better with the other two. Did I already talk about these characters? I don't remember, but anyway, I chose them specifically to draw for this because they have 2 very different skin tones. These are girlfriends, V and Liz, and their commitment chameleon that they adopt together. And you know, I wanted to be able to show some variation in the skin tone. So Liz is very pale. She's got very fair skin with freckles, and V's got darker skin. She's got light brown skin. So that doesn't really come across here. I wasn't able to really do that because this color was too dark. I was able to shade with it and blend it out a little bit, but you know, that doesn't really look how I want it to look. Out of these 3 drawings, the one that looks the most how I wanted it to look was the Bianyo markers. I don't know, they're just really, really lovely. I don't really have anything bad to say. Again, they lay down really smooth. Ink quality is great. Downfalls, they are not refillable, but a really good starting point if you're just getting into markers. Definitely something that I would recommend looking into. I'd say maybe pick up the skin tone set, and you can use those along with like Sharpies or whatever you've got laying around to see if alcohol markers are for you. And then if you do like them, then you can save up and invest in the Copics. But I still like them a lot. I still use these guys, so nothing bad to say. You can probably tell I've used them in several videos at this point. So I've had them over a year. What was the date on that first drawing? Like December 2017, I think I got them. It's now March of 2019. They're still going strong. You know, just overall, nothing bad to say. I'll go ahead and post the link to my website in the description, www.pooknero.com. I've got scans of some of these drawings and various blog posts, so you can get a better up-close look at what it is that we're dealing with here. But overall, really good stuff. So that's about it, and have a nice day.